another episode on the Kingdom of Kings and Queens podcast. I am the poet who didn't know it.
I'm Young King.
And I miss me.
Hey, yo, this week we want to talk about your truth versus the truth. And it's a slippery slope because it's all about, in my opinion, let me start out with that, it's all about what you subscribe to. What do you consider to be normal? Where it starts slipping at is when you get someone else thinking something different. And that someone else gets someone else to think like they think. Now you have the majority thinking contrary to what you think is right. So now your truth is not the truth anymore. The truth is not the truth, it's your truth now. Because they've altered what the truth could be.
Well, you can never alter what the truth is. The truth is the truth, regardless of how you put it. But in my opinion, the truth is nothing but a smokescreen for getting away from the truth. So, an example would be, just the way how America goes into other countries and say Iraqis are attacking us. You're in their country. How are they attacking you? You're invading somewhere else, but you'll put it into the media, spin the narrative, changing the truth into your truth, saying that somebody's attacking you. And we, as society as a whole, white, black, whatever your nationality is, if you're colonized or in America, you have adopted the ideology so as to you'll wrong me and go out in the street and say I ain't ish and I did you wrong, but the reality of the situation is you were wrong. So we all are born with an innate ability to know right and wrong. Some may beg to differ, but we all know brown is brown, red is red. So you'll have people, like you said, on that using the slippery slope to say, well, who's to say what truth is?
Yep.
If I slapped you, I slapped you. It ain't nothing else. I can't say I didn't slap you. I didn't slap you. I touched your face. Come on, man.
Yeah. I feel you.
So in relationships, you'll have this big array of mess going on because instead of being honest with yourself, because we can't move forward in anything unless you're honest with yourself first. But with this whole, I call BS on the my truth mess. I'm telling my truth, and telling your truth is gonna be jaded because people have been.
It's gonna be their perspective of their
right.
truth.
It ain't
right
even,
for them.
It ain't even the perspective. It ain't even the perspective. Fam, at the end of the day, you're not gonna paint an ugly picture yourself. The majority of people are not. A person is not gonna say they're wrong.
True.
When people say, "Oh, this is my truth," that's just a comfortable lie they want to live with.
Exactly.
It's not the truth of what actually happened. It's not the facts of the situation.
Truth.
It's a comfortable lie.
Right.
If you want to call it their truth, it's a comfortable lie.
And that's their label for it. You know what I mean? That's their right.
But society puts this stuff out here just like another their truth. They started this thing talking about black on black crime. That's their truth. The truth of the matter is it's a proximity crime. You kill what you're around. White people kill white people because they live around white people. But due to the fact that they can control millions by using this your truth stuff, that's the way it's spent. And we feed into it. So to me, I wish we can get away from that your truth stuff because first and foremost, all these so-called Christians, a lot of them they use it now. It's my truth. So how you gonna deal with?
Because you have to respect their truth.
Not when their truth interferes
What?
with.
So what is the truth? Is the lie. Their truth is the lie.
How does their truth interfere with you?
Unless
they're objecting, don't say some bodily harm or some kind of damage to your livelihood.
I'm not saying some random person. I'm being in a relationship, friendship, people that I interact with on a daily basis. It's just like somebody stealing something, and their truth is gonna be, "Oh, I ain't stole nothing," but you just stole something from me. I'm walking around, I'm asking, "Hey, did you take those keys or that $20 bill or whatever it may be?" "Nah, I ain't take it." Your truth is you didn't take it.
No. If I took it, yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Let's not do that. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
The way
a dishonest person would
But those
say.
are the
people that say
they're dishonest.
their truth. They're not being honest.
Okay,
some of the truth is in there, but they're not telling. They're not
telling the whole truth.
It's jaded.
But it's their prerogative.
I'm not saying it's not, but it's wrong. So you saying it's right?
Okay, no, I'm not saying anything about it because it's not for me to judge. You dig? What I'm saying is
we're not judging. We're trying to have a conversation about different topics.
We are.
So it's not about judging anybody. We're trying to give perspectives on what your truth versus truth is. It's not about judging a person. We're just trying to get perspectives
in order to come up with the truth, a judgment has to be made.
So what's the purpose of the conversation? Why would we even have this conversation if you're gonna say we're not? Oh, I can't judge nobody.
No,
it's not.
I just said I prefer not to judge anyone. That's me.
So how do you fix relationships if you're dealing with one person telling the truth and one person telling their truth? How would you go in and say, okay, let's fix this? You can't, because the person dealing with their truth.
You know how you fix that? You know how you fix that? That person who knows that they are telling the truth, get their shit and get the hell on. Because as long as they stand there and try and knock down this brick wall because that person is who they is, you wasting your time. You draining yourself. You're pouring a lot of energy into something where you need to unplug and back to the last episode, wrap it up. Get on up out of that, cool.
I agree with what you're saying, but in having a conversation about your truth versus the truth, I guess you have to judge somebody if that's the term.
But the only way you can determine the truth of any situation is if you were there to experience it. If you were there to witness it, that is the only way you can tell the truth.
I get that.
But then that in turn becomes your truth when you come home, when you go and tell somebody else about it.
But it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Okay.
Because you saw it. You witnessed it. It is the truth. You saw it. But now you can't even talk.
It's not just my truth. It's the truth. This shit don't just belong to me.
Right. I'm not going to negate it.
Okay, but what I'm saying right here is you're going to always have that one person that's going to say, they're going to hear exactly what you're saying, but in the whole time you saying it, they formulating a whole nother story to pass that message along. So now you told them the truth, yet they went out there and jaded it with their perspective on it. They put their twist on it. They used sprinkled a couple of your words in, and told the story in a whole different way, with a couple of your truths sprinkled in. And eventually, it'll get back to you. And you gonna say, no, that ain't true. I didn't say that. Well, that's what they say you said. No. And that's when you get to let that person know the truth, if you so choose to. You could just say, hey, that's not the way the encounter went. That's not what I said. You are welcome to believe whatever you want to believe, or we can sit down and have a conversation about it, and I can tell you what I experienced.
So how do you feel about the term being used, the truth, not the way it's being used? Well, just how do you feel about it? Is it, to me, someone who uses the truth, you're already going into it to tell a half truth. Mm-hmm. And in telling a half truth,
don't need to be announced.
You don't have to conform the truth in any type of way. The truth is the truth.
Exactly.
Now, I might leave out that, you know, I came in at 12, but I'm giving you all the meat to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I told you the truth, but a person will try to say in telling their truth, but you had on a blue shirt. What the blue shirt got to do with? I told you I cheated, this, that, and the third, but I wanted you to do ABC. You know what I mean? So, and then in me telling that to whomever I'm dealing with, their truth would be to somebody else, he cheated and he ain't ish.
Right.
But I leave out, you know,
This is the reason that it occurred.
Right.
They'll leave out all the
I
details.
did this, I did that,
Right.
this, that, and third.
All that's
So,
gonna get left out.
so-
because like you said earlier, nobody wants to paint that ugly picture of themselves.
right. So that's why I say we should be, anytime we hear somebody saying, my truth, yeah, cut them off. We don't want to hear it.
Because you're going to leave something out.
Because to me, you're automatically coming into the conversation with some bull crap.
But like we said in the other episode, you can learn something from everybody. You either learn how to do or what not to do. So that's why, you know, you just let people talk, man. Oh man. All right.
I
Like,
get
and
that.
like Miss Me said, thank you so much. You have a great day. You know what I mean?
I
You know-
agree with that.
you know what I'm saying?
I use that regularly. Like
And
if somebody,
I have not caused any disturbances in the energy around me. There's no negative vibes. Everything is everything. Like the Facebook thing say, you got to meet some people on their
yeah,
level,
right.
and you leave them where they at. You know what I
I
mean?
agree with that.
So
Because
I
I don't
get
be
that,
playing
but-
against no wall with you. I'll tell you quick. You right. That's my favorite saying. You right.
exactly.
But what were you about to
You
say?
been quiet. Yeah, you been quiet.
Well, I was just going to say, you know, I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, you have to think about, like I think about my children.
Yeah.
When my ex walk around talking about his truth, you telling that to the kids, and now you are making them feel like I was the problem. When let's put all the facts on the table and let's figure out who's telling the truth. So now the kids are in a battle of, is mommy telling the truth
or
is
is
daddy
daddy
telling
telling
the
you?
truth?
You're kind of torn. They're torn.
Right, they're torn. So that's when I say, like, you should get rid of that my truth stuff. Come out. If you're gonna tell
Tell the
somebody
truth.
something, tell the truth. Though.
Right.
It don't matter how, and face the consequences of how people gonna look at you. Get it on over with.
Exactly.
Stop trying to paint yourself in this beautiful light and as the victim, when you the person throwing the blows and
Exactly.
doing all
I
the
mean,
dirt.
no matter who you are, at some point you did some shady shit.
Right.
At some point, it might have been somebody you never knew, never thought, never met
Right.
again.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone has done some shady shit. So that individual walking around here talking about, bro, I'm straight up, I'm 100. Nah,
Nah, not.
man. Like y'all said, pull the card. Hey man, come on, man. No, ain't nothing 100 around here, bro.
Nothing 100 really.
Ain't nothing 100. So you know what I'm saying? Just be you, man. That's all we ask you to do. Be you.
That's all I'm saying.
But people don't like themselves.
But
I know. So they create an
Another
individual
person.
to be. Right.
Right.
They create another person to
And
be
then
an alter ego.
you get mad because you don't want to deal with that person that they've created.
Hmm.
Like,
Right. Why you don't like them? But we were cool before, and now all of a
so do you think that should be, not that we can change it, but if you could change it, snap your fingers and it be done, would you allow that to be done in society? This thing of your truth? Because to me, it's just,
You mean if I could just,
it's like a cancer that's
Basically.
running rampant.
if we could just snap our fingers and eradicate all lies, can't nobody lie. Like the movie Jim Carrey was in,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Liar, Liar.
Yeah, liar, like that. Yep, bro, that's a perfect world.
Well, I'm
Well,
not
we don't
saying,
wanna
I'm
leave
not
all
saying,
lies. We just-
Nah, look at you.
no,
can't get all of them now.
because
That's
we're all imperfect. We're all imperfect. We're perfect imperfections.
Right.
So we can't get away. We can't do away with all lies. But people will negate the meatiest part of the situation. They'll leave it out. Just like I was saying about slapping you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I want to get back to that. You slapped me, boy. Hey man, I'm trying to tell you, Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. You know that movie back in the day, boy? Yeah, it's Big Trouble in Junior Town.
But to the point of trying to make.
I want to see that because you can make it downstairs a minute to go to get the notebook.
I know, right?
So,
It's amazing how like drilling pop in, boy. Look at him, man. Like, wait a minute, who is that?
To the Kung Fu Joe.
That boy just couldn't stand up.
But
all of a sudden you kicking and punching.
Oh man.
Anyway, back to the
smack you, you jump on me and beat my butt, and 9 times out of 10, the person that reacts is the one that's gonna be
because I'm wrong.
wrong.
I should have just turned the other cheek.
And not even saying turn the other cheek, but the person that I'm getting jumped on, I'll be able to say, I don't know why he telling my truth.
Right.
I don't know why he did that. But all the while, I know
he
either pissed me off about something that he did or said or whatever.
Yeah.
But it ain't no. I can't make you do. You can't make me do nothing. I lost control of myself
yourself, right?
And stepped outside of and operating on it and vibrating on a lower frequency and did that. But in doing that, I gotta be man enough to say, hey man, he pissed me off and I smacked him. And I deserve right. At the end of the day, you gotta take ownership of what you doing or what you saying, but we don't want to do that. But you'll want another individual to do that. I'm not perfect, but I try to be the best version of me I can be on a daily basis.
I had an instance like that in basic training.
Check.
I was PG and one of the soldiers. Well, we all going through basic, but I'm right now in charge, the platoon leader.
Right.
And one of the soldiers didn't like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't like the fact that I was, and I guess they thought that I don't know. I guess I look soft or something.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, and I told him, boy, I do you dirty right now, boy. You don't even understand what you're doing right now. I do you real dirty right now. Next thing I know, I'm standing around chilling. The drill sergeant coming to me. Hey, King, come here, let me talk to you. Roger, drill sergeant, what's up? Hey, you around here threatening soldier? No, drill sergeant. I told her, hey. The man came at me and I told him I'd do him dirty. I told him I'd do him real dirty right now. If it weren't for me trying to be better myself in this army, I would do him real dirty.
Right.
Roger King, go on back, do what you're doing.
Check. Told his truth, which was a lie.
Right.
And not saying that people don't tell lies, but a little innocent lie here and there ain't gonna hurt nobody, because somebody may be asking you, some women do, how they make me look? And you tell them to make them look fat.
Don't ask me.
I ain't.
Don't ask me. Don't
I'm
ask
just
me
saying
if you got on some
I'm just saying the stereotypical
ball. You looking like Spunk Patrick.
You gonna tell?
I'm gonna tell you. Don't ask me,
What
because I'm
thing?
gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
But the stereotypical
But
thing.
look,
do.
that could be in turn be made to be my truth though, right?
But it's
It's probably the truth.
without the name calling. It is
You gotta
damn
ask
well.
your opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we already know look
You
messed
know
up. That's
damn
why we're
well.
trying to get you to either reinforce
You
it
damn near
or
knocked the goddamn hardwood out the floor trying to get this throwing dress. And you talking about how I look.
You ain't breathing right now.
Right. Man.
But she'll spin that and say, you said I was ugly.
Right. You
So
call me
fat.
fat. You call me fat.
Her truth would be, you call me
You
fat.
call me fat.
I
It's ugly.
never called you fat. I only said,
That didn't
nah,
look right.
not that
That
one.
ain't it. That ain't it.
Not that one.
So we here, you look fat. After we done spent 3 hours trying to get in the thing.
Only
I'm
got
trying to
one
tell
thing
you, I
to
could've
say.
saved
No,
you.
not that one.
Look, I could have saved you 90 minutes. If you said, hey, baby, think about wearing this. Nope. And we done saved 3 whole hours right there.
Because I would just totally do away with your truth.
Yeah.
Not saying that everybody gotta tell the truth, because that's a perfect world. That would be a perfect world, and we know that would never exist, because we're all human. We're designed to go throughout life and make decisions along the way. And in making decisions, you're gonna make mistakes, and of course you're gonna get some things right. But
There's some things you're gonna get wrong.
your true stuff, it allows you to be the stealthiest of assassin, ninja, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you are a killer because you will assassinate somebody's character.
Don't even know. Don't even.
You
realize.
do know what you're
You do
doing.
know.
You know what you're doing, but they don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry.
Cause
They don't know what you're doing.
Because they
But
think
some-
you don't know.
But some people do.
Yeah.
They think you don't know because
Yeah.
somebody, like you were saying, you laid back. I'm laid back. So a lot of things, I'm not even going to press you on because I'm not, you right.
Bingo.
But when I got done, yeah, go off script, you already know. You already know why, but your truth going to be,
I don't know what caused that.
he a dog, and he ain't this, and I ain't speaking on no cheating or whatever. It may be, I ain't took you out, I hadn't did whatever you may have wanted me to do.
Yeah.
But you won't look at what you haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
But the way you'll spin it to yourself would be jaded and your truth. All fine and well. But understand, no growth will come out of telling your truth.
Right.
True.
Outside of you escaping that one moment,
That's it.
no growth will come out of it.
You will be stagnant until you get back on the path of truth.
It's about being righteous.
That's
And
it.
people don't understand. Being righteous don't mean you levitate, you chant,
Nope.
and you infallible.
Nope.
That's not about. That has nothing to do with being righteous. Being righteous is doing right by you.
Point blank period. That's it.
Right.
Just
I
doing
wouldn't try
right.
to harm. Like if I know I wouldn't like it, I wouldn't do that to you. But I'll do something to you and expect you not to do it to
Back
me.
Right.
And then go out here and say, you know, Miss Me ain't worth the flip. She the worst type of woman you can ever want to be around.
Uh-huh.
And you got these
Assassinating
dudes
her character.
that'll go out there and say, oh man, my girl ain't this, that, and the third. But you been cheating on her. She sitting home, cooking, cleaning,
Yep.
waiting on you to come home, lingerie up, cooking your favorite meal. Might be waiting on you with your favorite drink.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
You want to be with the boy.
you talking, you would rather be with the boy. I think that's something we're going to have to touch on too, guys. I think that's a little suspect, if you ask me.
Yeah. Hey.
You would rather go kick it with the fellas than to be with something soft and supple. But
Yeah, you know.
sound like you like chain gang type of stuff
This
to me.
is a,
But
this is a different society in which we live, and everything isn't as it appears. You know what I mean? You get a lot of we have
smoke and
a
mirror.
lot of representatives walking around this thing. They ain't just in DC. They walk around this world everywhere, every day.
Been a little capital
You
here.
know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of representatives who
Claiming they real. But one thing I say,
pushing their own agenda.
if you can't keep it real with yourself,
You can't
how
keep
you
it real
gonna
with
keep it
nobody.
real with anybody else?
You can't.
You can't. Boy, that's fun. I tell my wife that all the time. Can't keep it real with yourself. Can't keep it real with nobody else.
That's a hard,
Oh, it's a nasty pill to swallow, boy. I
right?
think I cried for a couple of days when I swallowed that pill. I ain't gonna
But
lie.
What
to
do
me-
you do? You're gonna
I
cry.
I cried a
did-
couple of days when I
I
swallowed
did that
pill.
a long
I was
time
depressed.
ago though.
I did too.
As
but I'm
a
just
young
saying,
man, I had to understand like, bro, you can't be out here doing, and that's why I had a lot of hardship in my life because I'm not the one to cross nobody. Like, even in crossing me, I was raised not to hate. I ain't gonna hate you. I just won't deal with you no more.
Exactly. I just cut
But-
straight and move on.
Speaking of hate, I hate the fact that we have started to use my truth. It's sickening to me when I hear somebody say that. Sometimes I hear people say that, I just chuckle to myself. I be like, boy, here you come with the beard. I don't want to hear that bull. But I'm going to sit here because I don't want to offend you. But I already know. I ain't saying everything you saying a lot, but mostly what you saying, man, like,
It's more to the story.
It's just like King James Version.
I ain't get
Later
started
date,
with that.
later date, later time.
Yes.
But that's a part of your truth versus the truth.
It is.
Because you
It
want to
is.
say
Each religion
the
say that
Bible-
their religion is the truth.
the Bible's supposed to be
Yes.
God's word, but we out here legalizing and giving rights to gay people when it's supposed to be a sin. We picking what we want to be a sin, and
They've been doing that since
I get
Since
that.
it
forever.
started, yeah.
You
And
know,
then
because
it's
back in the early years, in the Catholic Church, you could pay so much to have your sins forgiven.
And we still walking around here talking about somebody floating in the sky, and you can't see that man made. I'm just saying, you just hit with they started with a King James version.
Yeah.
How you even play with the word of God? Supposedly,
You're not
change it.
You're not supposed to.
You're not
You
supposed to.
change
They do it. They interpret it any kind of way they want to interpret it.
Exactly.
But
That's why
that
you
we
have so
go-
many different versions of the Bible.
But that's why I say that goes into what we talking about, your truth versus the truth. Because somebody will use their truth and say that's what it means to them, so that's how it's supposed to go.
And that's when
But
you
the
have
truth
to,
of the matter would be,
that's when you have to come over to Junior World and say, bro, that is your
that's
life.
cool.
That's your life, bro. Hey, man, congratulations, man. You know what
Don't
I'm
bring it
saying?
over here.
I wish you the best, man. Go get him, guy. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate your
You're
time.
great.
Man. You're a great guy. All right, you have a great evening, sir.
But
Okay.
it's
Just keep the positive energy, man. That's all you got to do is keep the positive energy and let them go in peace, and you go in your peace.
I dig. I ain't out throwing up, losing no sleep behind with nobody doing. You better believe that, fam. But the just the way we have got away from being wholehearted, decent people. We're no different than the capitalistic society that we all live in. We've been westernized, colonized, and we're the only group of people that we don't know our native tongue. And it, most of our history, most of us don't want to hear it. And then those of us that do take the time to learn it, when they start talking it, oh, here he go. Got done.
There you go talking that black shit again.
But they teaching our kids
Exactly. It's
their
whitewashing.
their
They're
truth.
true.
Their
Exactly.
truth.
They're
They
true.
teaching our kids their truth. But when we, in turn, want to start to teach our kids and let their kids know what the real truth is, just like with this stuff they got going on now.
Because why? Don't nobody want to be painted in the ugly picture.
But the picture's been
The
painted.
picture
Yeah,
has
they-
been
but they'll
painted,
lose that
but they
image.
don't want to acknowledge it.
It's more, I think they're
We
just
all
losing
said
that
it.
image that they
But
have.
that's right.
It is.
That's the.
It is their advantage, but still, they don't want, like you said, they don't want to look in that mirror and say, man,
But
we've been ugly.
Even accepting it or acknowledging it still don't make them cut no checks or do anything like that. So at the end of the day, they're only doing that because of what? I can't say, but it serves no purpose to not acknowledge history. You want to tell, okay, said George Washington never told a lie. The man had slaves, was raping folks and
Right.
everything.
I had babies by black folks.
So how he was so honest.
Hey,
The TD
Yeah.
started.
yeah.
Yeah, but
We
they
gonna get to
came out of slave heads.
Slave mouth, slave teeth, yeah. But hey, man.
But their truth was given to us, and so many of us have adopted that as truth, and it's their truth. And when you get into the truth of the matter is, we've been, led astray, and it's more comfortable, as you said earlier, to deal with that comfortable lie than the uncomfortable truth.
Yep, and I prefer the uncomfortable truth. I'd rather have a solid foundation than a pretty foundation. You know what I mean? They put all that straw on the inside and then put concrete on the outside of the straw to make it look like
fall
you got
apart.
look like you got a solid foundation. Just go on let me some cinder blocks down, starting in the northeast corner. You dig? So, Miss Me, what are your final thoughts for today?
My final thoughts is I don't think we can repair anything going based on a person's truth. Being honest and open transparent. That's my thing. I like communication. I don't like the let me tell you my truth. I don't like when people downgrade or degrade somebody by telling their truth just to make themselves look better. And I think as a woman, you know, I consider myself a woman, I feel like it's my responsibility to take responsibility for my actions, not blame anybody else for what happened. I need to take responsibility. That's the only way I'm gonna fix myself and grow and be better in the next relationship or with the next person or even with myself, because if I can't be honest with myself, I'm not gonna be honest to those around me. So, and I can't get mad because people don't want to trust me.
Right.
So I'd rather just deal with the truth. If we can't deal with it, then don't deal with me. I'm quick to cut people off when I feel like they trying to manipulate or trying to do some underhanded stuff talking about my truth. I ain't got time for it.
I can dig it. Young King?
Simply, man, just be the best version of you that you can be, and you know, just try to be righteous. Dealing in your truth, you're never telling the truth. We got to get back to telling the truth, and when you stand on the truth, regardless of if you're out or ostracized for it, if you stand on that, when it comes full circle, you'll win in the end. Not saying you're not gonna take any knots or go through and have any strife behind telling the truth, because I know I've done it several times, told the truth, and it came back to bite me, and at work, at home, with friends, or what have you. But at the end of the day, I always win. So I just say, leave your truth out of it, tell the truth, and be righteous.
I want to add something real quick.
Well, go on then.
Sorry.
Jump in there then.
I don't know how y'all feel, but I'd rather have tell me the truth so I can deal with. Give me a choice on how I deal with it.
Let me make my own decision
Right.
on whether I want
if we're gonna argue, if I'm gonna be mad, give me the time to be mad. I might be mad for a day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks, who knows. But let me do that.
Right.
And then we can come back and talk about it, and we can grow from there.
Right.
Don't lie to me, and then I find out later from somewhere else that you lied. Now it's like I ain't gonna be able to trust you because you couldn't tell me.
Exactly.
And
Your
especially
word
something
is
simple. Right. Don't. Oh well, you. I don't want to hear that. I just because if you would have came to me in the beginning and said, hey, this is what happened, or I did this, or X, Y, Z, but I've had to go in the street and hear it.
But see, that goes back to that very first episode. That goes back to the very first episode, whereas your significant other should know everything about you. It shouldn't be nothing that they don't know.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm just gonna say an instance.
They should have ran whatever they were thinking about by you.
It didn't even like that. Like a quick instance. When I was married, my husband went by some people's house and didn't tell me anything about it. I had no problem with it. The problem I had with it was when I was visiting somebody on that same street. They came up to me and said, we was having a casual conversation. They said, is so-and-so your husband? Y'all got the same last name? I said, yeah. They said, oh, I didn't know he was married. I'm like, what you mean you didn't know he was married? Wow. Now, he's at his family's house, so I really don't have a problem. But then when they start telling me he's over there all the time, and there's other people over there that I had no idea that was over there, now it's like, well, why didn't you just tell me that? It's nothing, but since you didn't want to tell me, now it's something.
Right.
So that's what I mean. And his truth was, I was just over there because you won't pay attention to me. Well, man, we got kids at home. We got supper. We got this. We got all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
You ain't the center of the universe right now. Anyway, we didn't get into that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You got it in then. Be with that. You messed up, man. Hey.
Say you're sorry. That's all. Right. Say you're sorry.
Matter of fact, just call up and say, man, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's too late.
Still do it, bro.
10 years too late.
Just do it, bro. Just do it. Do it for the truth.
Well, I already know the truth now. It came out of the streets.
So since we're in a jokingly mood,
go ahead.
I got a question I want to pose to the viewers.
Okay.
2 questions.
Come on, with
1, is the world flat or round? And 2, does the numerical value of 0 have any value?
So if somebody calls you a 0, do you not have value in the world?
I'm a 0. Nope.
So you hold no value at all.
Evidently, if she called me a zero, they call me a zero, then I guess I'm nothing.
Yo, wow.
My closing thoughts on today is a post that I seen on Facebook.
Shit.
The deeper you go within yourself, the more you begin to realize that you are more powerful than you have been permitted to believe. So, do some soul searching. Enjoy the ride. We'll holler at y'all next week, alright? Peace.